There's a place I know that I hold near and dear to my heart called Browntown. Now, you may have never been there, but once you hear about it, you could swear that you've been on its streets before. You've seen the street lights, smelled the air, heard the hustle and bustle of its people going about their days. It's not the biggest town or the most prestigious, and it isn't getting much notice for being the best at anything in particular for that matter. But it sure isn't the scariest or dirtiest, most boring place either. You can pick any part of town and find something to do, or at the very least, someone interesting to talk to. But if you want my opinion, there's only one part of town that can truly make you understand the feeling I get whenever I'm there. Let me tell you a little something about downtown Browntown. Have you ever found yourself doing all the wrong things for all the right reasons? Maybe you lied to someone you cared about so you could prevent them from being hurt when that truth was too much to bear. You could have taken some fruit from a tree on someone's property without asking, and surprised someone who was feeling down with a little something sweet. Or you could be like the Flannigans, who run Duty Bound in downtown. Jacob and Marie Flanagan own a non-profit specialty store out of an unassuming shop at the far end of a strip mall. The sign at the entrance of the lot has many bright, bold, and colorful business names, followed by an incredibly small and unassuming Duty Bound at the very bottom. Now, some may think that's a bad way to advertise the existence of a business, and they would be incredibly correct. Whoever decided to go with the smallest and least assuming sign must not want their shop to draw much attention. And with the Flannigans, this is the exact reason for this choice. Before I go any further, I have to stress that nothing the Flannigans do is illegal. All of their business is above board, and there is nothing shady happening at Duty Bound. What is actually happening there is something far more strange than any crime. You may recall when I asked about doing the wrong things for the right reasons. In the case of the Flannigans, the wrong thing is their vast inventory of adult toys and accessories. Now, I know what you're thinking. A sex shop is a far cry from a crime. And trust me, nearly everyone agrees with this sentiment. I say nearly everyone because two significant people involved are the main detractors. These two being Jacob and Marie. If you walk into Duty Bound, you would be met with an incredibly organized floor plan, everything labeled accurately and in perfect position for the ease of the customer. You would also be met with two cold, judgmental stares from the owners of the shop, who have been described as a modern-day imagining of the painting American Gothic. Jacob and Marie run an incredibly tight ship for their business. New stock constantly being rotated in, displays in top form at all times, and not a single product in anything less than mint condition. Marie is the eye behind displays and has an encyclopedic knowledge of the store's inventory. Jacob handles sales and customer service with expert recommendations that are suspiciously accurate to the wants and needs of customers. An absolute juggernaut of a sales force with a perpetual expression of disdain for anyone that enters the premises. But why? Why the disappointed and loathsome glares? Do they hate the business? Do they hate the customers? What is it that causes the Flannigans to deliver such a uniquely negative and positive shopping experience every day? Well, to be perfectly honest, yes. The Flannigans absolutely despise their business and everyone who shops there. The couple has very strong opinions on sexual activities, and the entire business of toys and other accessories brings them nothing but disdain. Despite giving incredibly well-educated opinions and advice on their products, the couple make it very clear that their information is not being obtained from personal use. They would never sink to such depravity. Jacob is simply incredibly thorough in his research during product acquisition, and Marie has an equal amount of expertise in understanding how best to run an effective business model that will allow for customers to find what they need in the least amount of time possible. Again, the question remains, why? If this business takes such a toll on them, why do they put so much effort into it? And most importantly, why an adult shop if they have such disdain for the products and those who use them? Doing the wrong thing for the right reasons. It's all within that concept and the name of their store, Duty Bound. No, it's not innuendo. Talking to the Flannigans pushes that thought away very firmly and directly, even if it is perfect in terms of punny naming conventions for a sex shop. The Flannigans run the store as a non-profit. All proceeds are donated to people in need through various charitable foundations. Every cent that isn't put back into the business to keep it running is immediately put into the hands of the less fortunate. Okay, so that's the motivation for where the money goes. But why a sex shop? Obviously they hate it and have a knack for the business side of things, especially based on the rave reviews of their effective customer service. So why base an entire operation around one of the things they dislike so strongly? Every product sold is money taken from the hands of the people they can't stand and given to the people who have greater need. It's kind of a sinister outlook when you think about it. The Flannigans are giving those they dislike most exactly what they want, all to make sure others can benefit. The customers lose their money, and the less fortunate are given much-needed aid. The Flannigans don't view the sale as a service to the buyer. They see them as giving in to temptations that will surely not help in the long run. When asked about encouraging the unwanted behavior and not helping these customers from losing themselves, the Flannigans each had a slightly differing opinion. Jacob says there's nothing left to save if they're in the shop, and Mary says it isn't their job to save people. It's a strange outlook, but then again, it's a strange situation in general. I understand that as far as notable places and people in Browntown go, this one may be noteworthy in how unwelcoming and strange it is compared to the other options. But I would be doing the town a disservice by not showcasing this unique establishment with the same fervor as I have given other places. This may leave you with more confusion than desire to visit or seek it out, and that's totally okay. You don't need to feel obligated to visit every place I mention in my program. But I know that someone out there will, much to the dismay of the Flannigans. They'll be delighted to know there's a place in Browntown that can cater to their interests. And for those of you who it doesn't cater to, I'm sure that in the future you'll be happy to know that there's something in Browntown for you too. For those that are interested in the location of the store, I regret to inform you that the price of interviewing the Flannigans was through assisting them in keeping their operation as difficult to find as possible. So, rather than giving you an address to visit, I will leave you with this. I am not at liberty to discuss where the location of Duty Bound is at this time. If you would like to make an inquiry towards this local business, the Flannigans urge you to find it by wandering aimlessly around the downtown area, searching for a nondescript strip mall. Alternatively, In-person inquiries can be made at an unnamed location on Lafayette Way at the Nesting Plaza, home of Fast and Fresh Laundry, Hanson's Eyewear, and several other locally owned small businesses.